So that was a pretty interesting day of Test cricket at Edgbaston. England winning the toss yet again chose to field fast, probably keeping in mind the chase in the last game at Headingley. So India were put into bat, and Chris Vokes was superb with the new ball. I mean, he was someone who didn't do very well at Headingley and was expected to lead this young, inexperienced English bowling lineup. And today he was at the peak of his rhythm. I mean, he was bowling superbly, and England were on top of their plans against KL Rahul. They didn't give him enough width. Try to keep it at the stumps, maybe get that one to nip back, and Chris Vokes did it exactly superbly to catch KL Rahul and get him bowled. Well, that didn't trigger a collapse as India were a bit lucky, I would say, with two umpires' call going in their favors. One for Yashasvi Jaiswal and the other one for Karun Nair, both orchestrated by the impressive Chris Vokes. Karun Nair fell for 31, a snorter from Bryden Curse right at the stroke of lunch. But post-lunch, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Shubman Gill, much like they had done in Headingley in the first innings, batted superbly. But then Yashasvi Jaiswal just had probably one lapse of a concentration, and he got out to nothing delivery from Ben Stokes, I would say, just a bit of extra bounce, and he got out regulation catch to the keeper Rishabh Pant, and Nitish Reddy also got out in the second session, in the third session, and it looked like India were in a spot of bother, 211 for 5. Well, the Nitish Reddy delivery which he got out to Chris Vokes went extremely wide of the crease and got that one to nip back. Nitish Reddy just misjudged it, maybe thought it to go with the stumps, and he just heard the death rattle behind him. Chris Vokes was super. Bryden Curse tried his best, wasn't enough successful. I think Josh Tongue was again hot and cold. He bowled a few good balls, but he bowled more bad balls than the good ones. Shoaib Bashir bowled decently, I would say, got the wicket of Rishabh Pant, but then the last one and a half hour was India's hour. At 211 for 5, it looked like they can have a collapse, but then the way they batted and the 99% unbeaten partnership between Ravindra Jadeja and Shubman Gill. And Shubman Gill, I mean, what a series he's having. Captain for the first time in Test cricket and getting 2 centuries in his first 2 tests. Well, that's some feat. He would definitely not want to repeat the result of the last match, but he would want to repeat the result of his own score more and more. Well, so India are in a decent position now, 310 for 5, and we can say it was a shared day. The first session tomorrow will be a very important session, particularly with the new ball, and if India can go through it, well, they can look for a big score. Till then, cheers, goodbye.